what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Memo600 and Lit Yoshi. Now, Lit Yoshi is one of the most well-known names from Baton Rouge hip-hop, even though it's not even for his music. You know what I mean? Most people know of Lit Yoshi almost as like a street legend as far as hip-hop is concerned. You know what I mean? There is a lot of videos out there putting the pieces together and talking about Lit Yoshi and his involvement with TBG and a whole bunch of different things in the street, right? Now, to be honest, Lit Yoshi, most of his stuff is well documented and has been front page news as far as Baton Rouge is concerned, right? And we're going to get to all that. And we're going to talk about the fact that he got arrested in Miami. It's not looking good. Now, before we get into, after we get into that, we're going to talk about this Memo600 situation. So Memo600 is a rapper who signed to OTF. He was just on their album Loyal Bros, showing out, you know what I mean? Doing a whole bunch of joints. Now, as far as him recently, it looks like he got locked up in Atlanta just a couple of days ago. And there are a lot of rumors going around on social media about how this is affecting him and his relationship with Lil Durk, because Lil Durk has been saying a lot about cutting people off lately, and people are trying to tie things together, but we'll get to all the specifics. Before we do, though, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's first talk about Lit Yoshi. Now, Lit Yoshi, like I said, his name is synonymous with TBG. TBG is Top Boy Gorilla Gang, and man, he was known as a top enforcer. You know, that was the rumor on the street. A lot of news publications said that. I mean, even the media, the official news sources in Baton Rouge said that. You know what I mean? So that's been his tagline, and people have called him that for a while. I even did a video talking about that or whatnot. Now, Lit Yoshi has been fairly quiet. Now, Fredo Bang, who is also associated with Lit Yoshi, you know what I mean? They're both under TBG. They've collaborated frequently with each other. Well, Fredo Bang was talking to Vlad about his whole situation, you know, catching up or whatever. And Lit Yoshi's name came up, and I did a video about it, and he was basically saying that Lit Yoshi was staying low key. He was sticking to his whole protocol as far as like him being on house arrest, him having an ankle monitor or whatever, or having to check in. He was playing by all the rules to make sure that he did not get locked up. Well, it looks like all of that is turned on its head, because Lit Yoshi got locked up in Miami today. Or I can either say early this morning or late last night. And it's not looking good, man. So let's actually look at the charges that they have listed for Lit Yoshi. Okay, so in the charges that they have listed for Lit Yoshi, they have this, man. They have fugitive warrant out-of-state extradite. So basically, that's saying that he's wanted for an out-of-state warrant, right? Now, a fugitive warrant from another state, and I'm assuming that state is Louisiana, because Lit Yoshi is from Baton Rouge. Most of his cases take place, if not all his cases take place, in the Baton Rouge area of Louisiana. So I'm assuming that they're waiting to extradite him back to Baton Rouge. Now, they have limited information on here. They have charge satisfied, yes, but they don't have the bond or anything like that. Since he's being extradited, I guess there's not going to be a bond. They have to, you know, take him from one state to the next. And it doesn't even list if this is for a felony warrant or for a federal warrant or any type of federal involvement. So right now, it's not that much information out there, to be honest with you. Now, once I caught wind of the fact that Lit Yoshi was being arrested in Miami, Florida, I said, man, okay, maybe this has something to do with a past situation in Florida, and you guys probably get an idea of what I'm talking about, because his name was thrown around a lot in that situation with NBA YoungBoy, but that's not to say he was involved at all, right? Now, to be real, this has nothing to do with any of that. It might be a minor clerical error, or it might be a new charge. We don't know at this time until we find out which state he's being extradited to and what the charges are at that time. So it looks like Lit Yoshi, man, is going back in the system. And from what Fredo Bang was saying, it seemed like he was playing his part. He was doing what he had to do to make sure that he stuck to the rules of being, you know, in a supervised release and home monitoring. So hopefully he can get this squared away, man, and get back to making music or something, because he's been fairly quiet. Now, in Lit Yoshi's situation, don't forget, Lit Yoshi was not able to use the social media this time when he was released. Like, he wasn't allowed to use the social media at all. he wasn't even allowed to release music videos. Like, it was that specific, you know what I mean? And that was listed in all the news stories that I read associated with this and everything. So that's real deal. Now let's get on to this Memo600 situation. Okay, so now let's talk about Memo. Now, Memo600, for those of you who don't know, is a Chicago drill artist. And he's been in the news a lot lately, or at least been on most blogs, or been a topic of discussion in most blogs because of his association with Lil Durk. Memo600 has been doing his thing in this rap game, and it's been fairly quiet, man. He's in that beginning stages of really establishing everything, and it seems like him and OTF were on their way. Well, some things happened recently that have changed people's minds. One of the biggest things being Lil Durk's house getting, ran up on by some armed gunmen. Now, there's a lot of theories and a lot of people putting two and two together and piecing Memo's recent arrest with that, but I actually see no evidence of that at this time. Now, to be real, Memo600 probably has zero reason to have any angst or any problem with Lil Durk. So I'm not going to help perpetuate that story or lie until I get evidence saying otherwise, right? Well, Memo600 is under arrest. Now, he's under arrest in the Atlanta area. Actually, he's under arrest in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Now, Memo's situation is a little weird, man, because when you look at his charges and the way that the Gwinnett County does it, it's odd anyway, man. But if you look at his charges, it looks like he has no bond. But the charge that he has is just a simple weapon infraction or a weapons charge. It says receipt, possession, or transfer of firearm by convicted felon or felony first offender. Now, felony first offender or felon with a weapon, yes, that's bad. That's usually a big deal. That's usually, a ticket back to the big show for anybody who's a felon. And it's wild how many rappers from Chicago, like all these cats have past felonies. Like, it's almost like a rite of passage for Chicago drill rappers that you have at least a couple of arrests under your belt and a couple of felonies, if not one, you know what I mean? So it looks like the main thing is that Memo was in possession of a gun somehow as a felon is what is being alleged in his charges. Now, why he has no bond is odd. And the location is odd as well, too, man. I'm going to keep it real, man. Now, they have his address and all that listed, and we ain't going to talk about that. But, man, I don't know. It just seems like Memo is just running into a tough situation. But I'd love to hear the story of how he was arrested and how this took place. Like, how was it known that he was in receipt or possession of a gun? And what was the greater cause that led to this charge? Like, was he arrested with other people? Because there's several other people who were arrested around the same time. And I don't know if there's any connection there or affiliation with OTF or Lil Durk. But as of now, it looks like Memo's sitting in jail with no bond. Now, what do you guys think about this entire situation? What do you think about Memo600 getting arrested in Atlanta and Lit Yoshi getting arrested in Miami? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.